Welcome to this demo of Vizrt's online product portfolio. What I'm going to show you today is how to publish content from our online CMS out to the web together with the usage of the other Vizrt products that are enabled for online publishing. So this is my demo website. It's called Sports Online. It has some carousel at the top showing the most recent top stories. It also has a top stories group. It has some advertisements, a poll, videos, etc. And then we have the Escenic Content Studio, which is the editorial application. It has three main tabs on the left side. It has a search tab where you can search for all the content in the CMS. It has a section tab where you can browse the sections or categories of the publication. And if you have multiple publications, you can also have access to all the publications or websites you have access to as a user. And then you have your personal clipboard that stores all the latest content that you've been working on. At the bottom part, you can open what we call a live panel, where you can add RSS feeds from external websites. Like here, I have two RSS feeds from Times Online that automatically updates with the latest news from there. I have a related content finder that automatically finds related content, like related pictures and stories for an article that I'm writing, and you can also have internal searches. I'm closing it down, and then I'm going to create a new article. Here it opens my article editor. Here I can put in some body text or some title, some lead text, and some body text. It also comes with a spell checker, so it automatically marks out the words that are not in the dictionary. Now, if I want to have a look at how my story looks, I can preview my story. And as you can see, Escenic uses a template system, so the content and the presentation is separate. So you can see that it automatically just puts the graphics templates around my content. So the editor only needs to focus on content itself and doesn't need to think about design. Okay, so now I'm going to add some pictures to my story. Either I can add pictures from my the CMS that's already there, or I can use some pictures from a local computer. So here I had some pictures on my laptop that I want to add to the story. It automatically imports these pictures into the CMS. I can do some simple editing on the pictures, like some cropping. I can do some contrast and brightness changes. I can also open the pictures in external application like Photoshop for more advanced editing. So now I'll save my pictures and save them to published, and I can then use these pictures in my newly created story. And the way I add these pictures is just by selecting the pictures and dragging them into the related content area of Escenic Content Studio. So now if I preview my story, you can see that the first picture comes here on the front page of the article. And if I click on the Pictures tab, I get a slideshow of all the pictures that are linked to this story. Now I can save this story, say that I'm happy with the story. I want to publish this story on the front page. So what I'll do is that I want to publish it in the top story script, so I want to put it on top of the cycle story. So I open the section editor of the front page, and here you can see that I have two groups visible here. One is the carousel, which is the carousel with the big pictures at the top, and then we have a top stories group, which you can see has now the bicycling story at the top. So what I'll do is I just drag the story on top of the bicycling story, and I'll save it. Now I can preview the story. First I just need to publish it, set it to published, and now you can see it's marked as white, so I can publish the story. And here you can see that my new story is now published on the front page of the website, and it's live for the public. So this is how fast it is to publish content with the Escenic CMS. Now I want to add some more content to my story. So first I want to add a video to my story. Then I can open the video browser that is connected to, this is connected to the video hub, which is a MOM system from Vizrt. I search for the videos in the MOM. I can then edit the videos. Either you can edit it in Precut, which is the one I have here, which is the simplest editing tool. We also have a more advanced editing tool called EasyCut that has more timeline features, etc. So I select a small clip that I want to publish on the web. When you work in the Precut and EasyCut, you work on a proxy version of the video. So you don't work on, these are all HD videos. So you don't work on the HD video over the network because it's going to be too bandwidth intensive. So you work on a proxy video, and then when you finish video editing, you will send all the information about the editing that you've done back to the server, and the Video Hub server will then do the changes on the HD clip and save it as a new video in the MOM system. So now it's actually doing that in the background. It's creating the new HD version or a new video file on the MOM system. Okay, so now it has created a new video file. You can see it there. So I select this video to be published for online, and I save the video. What's happening now is that it will be this HD video will be sent to our transcoding server called the Vizrt, that will transcode the video to all the different formats that I've set up. In my demo video here, or in my demo solution here, I only have it will only create one video for me, which is an MP4 file. But this is up to the customers how many different versions you want of the video. So you might want to have one for iPhone, one for one MP4 file for iPhone, MP4 file for iPad, one flash file for a flash player, maybe a Windows Media file for Windows 7 phones, etc. So this is just different targets that you set up in the Vizrt. So now I'll just take my new video and drag into the story. And now if I preview the story, you can see that the video comes up together with my story, and it also automatically creates a video player. This one is using a flash player for showing the MP4 file. So now I want to also add a map to my story, which uses, this one uses the Curious Maps, which is another Vizrt product. You can also use Google Maps if that's what you want. The Curious Maps is a bit better because we can actually do templated maps in the same way as you have templated graphics. So you can use the same maps as you have for broadcast and use the same templates also for online. This makes your, as you can see now, this has special red color for the selected country. It has a gray background, white ocean, but this can be changed when you set it up. So then you can have your own maps based on your choice in colors, etc. So now I have created a map. I can save and drag it into the story. And now if I preview my story, you can see that it added a map of Thailand inside the story. So it's very easy to use and very hard to copy these maps to other websites because they're branded with your colors, and also you can have, of course, watermarks, etc. inside the map. So in addition to that, I now want to add a templated graphics to my story. So I can have the story promoted in the carousel at the top of the front page. So here it opens my template selector. So here I can choose from a few different templates that are already created by some artists. So the editor itself, he can just use these templates already made. He just fills in the template. So here I'll select the picture that I want. I'll put in some headline and some text. So instead of using typically Photoshop or something for creating these kinds of graphics, it's already there. It's just a matter of filling in. And here you can also create graphics like pie charts, and you can create also more advanced maps with graphics included on top of the maps. But here I'm just going to create a simple graphic that I want to use on the front page. So I just drag the newly created graphic in my relations box, and I'll take the story and I'll drag into the carousel of the front page like this. And if I now save the front page, the new story is published on the front page of my publication. So now if I preview the front page, you can see that my new story is published in the carousel. And when I click on the story, you can see that I have a video here, I have pictures, I have a map. So now I've added lots of more functionality to my story that when it was first published, it only had some pictures and text, but now it has more features. Escenic also comes with a community engine. So I'm now actually going to log in as a special editorial user that has extra rights on the front page. And then I can actually use what we call our in-page editor to change the front page through a Vizrt editor. So I can drag and drop stories. So now we're able to move the story further down on the page. And this will automatically also be updated inside Content Studio. This way you have a Vizrt editor of editing your content. Here you can also edit the headline, subtitle text. You can also edit the pictures. So like if you want to have a different zoom in the picture, specifying a special part of the picture on the front page, you can do that in the in-page editor directly and see how it looks. So this is what we have to show you today. Thank you very much.